Dobar dan svima. Ja sam Camille, Filipinka koja živi u Hrvatskoj već 2 godine.
Okay, so you see, in Dolots, this is a big help for the locals because they sell cheaper products, and we are also helping the Croatian local businessmen. So every day I always buy here instead of the big markets. Yeah, one of my favorite salata here that I always eat is very easy. Shopska salata. It's just look, raditi on the feta cheese. Okay. Może. Hvala vam. Doviđenja. So I don't know. One of my culture shock here as a Filipino. Croatians doesn't like chili. They don't like spicy, but they eat a lot of onion. They can eat the whole onion in one sitting, but they feel like eating chili itself is it's spicy. But for me, when I eat onion, it's spicy for me. So I don't know the reason why. Dobar dan. Koje vaš rajčice sa gulaš? Ili to je sa gulaš ili salate?
Salata, sa gulaš sve.
Aha. So svaki dan, every day, I have to buy recipes for what to cook today. So that's how I memorize the terms for the fruit, the food, and other products in Croatia. So that's how I learned first, and then that's how I integrate with Croatian culture. By knowing the language and by talking with the people. By that, it's like a Pandora box. So you're gonna open everything, and then you will probably feel belong with the Croatian locals. I've got this as my gift. It's a Croatian national team jersey shirt with my personalized name at the back, and I got it as a gift from my partner. He's not Croatian, but he's also well integrated with the locals. Also, I became a fan of Croatian Football League. For me, it's a good idea to talk with, to join this kind of hobby with the Croatian people because they really like the football so much. In fact, I'm gonna be in the Croatian derby this weekend. I will witness how are the Croatian people like to watch the football itself. And in the Philippines, the sports that we like mostly is basketball, but now that I am here in Croatia, I'm slowly liking and loving the football culture of Croatian people, especially when there is a national match. It's very interesting and very like an eye-opener for me because it's not only football that we are talking, but also being Croatian nationalist itself. So yeah, I believe one of the similar culture of Filipino and Croatian community is loving music. That's why for me, I always go every weekend, or if I have free time, to a karaoke bar here. There's an old karaoke bar. It's a good vibe and good environment because people are just enjoying. They don't care about the voice. They just care about the music. And it's also a good practice for me because, as I've said, I'm learning from Croatian music. So I learned different bands and singers here. Now we have Miać, Gershe, we have Vojkovi, but yeah, I like to listen to magazine, Novi Fosili and Vesna Pesarovic, and until I memorize it, and then I am singing it in karaoke bar, and then people there, when I stand on the stage, they will be like, oh, svaka čast, she's singing Croatian song, and then, yeah, it's a good environment for me. I feel confident because, you know, it's not only that I'm singing a song, but it's also I am trying to integrate myself with the community by knowing this kind of culture. We are less than 10,000 kilometers away from Croatia, but we have similar words and similar culture that we basically are interconnected. Because we are from Asia, but we were colonized by Spanish, we have adopted like Mediterranean culture also. So, for example, we have the term merienda. Here in Croatia, you have merenda. We have it in the afternoon. I believe here you have it in the morning. That's a good connection with the Croatian locals. One example also is the term misa. We have our community here which are inviting other Filipinos to come for a mass. One of the connections that we have is being a Catholic country, and then we are sharing different religious belief, traditions. And also, one of the shocking word for me is the word guma. Here you say guma as, like, you know, a rubber band, guma as a tire. We also say it like that in the Philippines. And when I noticed or discovered this kind of words, it's just not only the language itself, but, you know, discovering this kind of connection with the Croatians and Filipinos. The first time I came here, I didn't settle yet in Zagreb, but I stayed in Biograd na Moru. And when I settled there the first time, it's hard for me because I was working in the kitchen, and how do we communicate? I cannot speak Croatian. The chef will say, "Donesime Charlie." And I was like, "Koi Charlie? Who's Charlie?" The chef went passed by me and then gave me the gallon of Charlie. It's like, "Oh, this is Charlie." And then, you see, that's how we talk inside the kitchen. So it was hard for me the first time, but now that I am slowly learning with the Croatian music, Croatian local program, and then big help also is, you know, the movies that has Croatian subtitles. That's how I learned. And also being observant, it helps me in learning the Croatian itself. So I made a video because a lot of Filipinos are asking me, how did you learn Croatian? The first thing I've learned is looking at the signage and then trying to translate it until I memorize what is it. Like, for example, I can see the signage of Popus. It's just literally the discount. And there are also signage here about the street. So that's how I managed to memorize the streets here in Zagreb. Every weekend, I'm meeting some Croatian friends, and the last time I was with them, we were talking about ljetovanje, or the summer vacation. Where did I go? I went to the Dubrovnik region, and I've experienced a lot of good memories for me because just every day I was in the sea, I was on the boat. I got tanned, which I don't know, the Filipinos doesn't like, but the Croatian locals very love.
Why does Filipino doesn't like?
Because we're already tanned. One of the cultural shocks for me is they have solari here. In the Philippines, we have like a glutathione center, which you can be pale or white, but here people like to be tanned. That's the difference.
Hey. So now I'm going to the coffee shop of Manili. This is special for me because I have my friends here, and it became a landmark for me sometimes because when I try to ask a friend for a coffee, then I'll say, oh, let's meet in Manili. And it's not only about this coffee shop, but also the coffee culture in Croatia, where you can meet your friend, have coffee for 1 hour or so, and then enjoy a lot of conversations with each other, which is part of Croatian culture.
I met a friend from the Philippines. We were both applicants that time, and then we have the same recruitment agency, and he was assigned here in Manili. I was assigned in Beograd na Moru, and then when I started to work here in Zagreb, since this area is near to my address, to my accommodation, then I always go here almost every day, and I meet not only him but also other Filipinos. So now it's a group of friends that I have. One of the surprising word that we have now is we have here ventilator. In the Philippines we call it ventilador. And you see, just knowing this kind of words slowly, malo kumalo, then you're gonna know the language itself. And speaking of language, I found a Croatian school that was funded by the government, so it's a big help for me because in the future, if I'm gonna continue more and more, then I am going to teach Filipinos Croatian language, because in Croatian school we get overwhelmed because most teachers are speaking Croatian. So what if I am a Filipino with zero knowledge of this language? You see, we are a growing community here. Based on our consular office, we have now 14,000 Filipinos, and at least, let's say, 30–40% can speak basic Croatian. And now I'm gonna be on B1 level. I can speak basic Croatian to the locals. I mean, I'm not an expert yet, but I can understand what they are saying. I can answer basic answers to them. And if I learn more, I studied more, then it's gonna be a good progress, not only for me but also for Filipinos, because I'm sharing this kind of information to them.
Drago mi je svima. Ugodan dan.